All right, welcome everyone. I want you to kind of forget everything you think you know about a typical science class. Seriously, for the next 4 weeks, you are on a mission. It's called Chemistry in Trades. And trust me, this is going to get way more hands on than you're probably used to. So let's just jump right in. When I say the word chemistry, what's the first thing that comes to mind? Probably someone in a white lab coat, right? Mixing all those colorful liquids in beakers and flasks. Yeah, that's the classic picture. But it's really only a tiny piece of the puzzle. Because, chemistry isn't just for scientists. It's happening all around us every single day in some of the most practical, hands-on jobs you can possibly imagine. It's for people like
Builders, you gotta know how concrete cures and how different materials bond together. That's chemistry.
it's for mechanics, for sure. They're dealing with fuel combustion, different kinds of lubricants, and metal corrosion, literally every single day. And yeah, it's absolutely for plumbers who have to know exactly how different metals will react with water or which chemicals are safe to use to clear out a stubborn blockage. And that's where your mission comes in. For the next 4 weeks, your job is to become a detective, really, to find all that hidden chemistry out there in the real world of the trades. And here's the absolute key takeaway. This whole unit is about doing chemistry, not just, learning about it from a book. So, how is this all going to work? Well, we've split it into two main parts, Intel sessions and field ops. Think of it as getting your theory and then immediately getting your hands dirty putting it into practice. It's all about that balance. Here's the breakdown for your week. During your single periods, those are your Intel sessions. That's where your teacher's going to walk you through the must-know stuff. Atoms, reactions, energy, all that good stuff. That's your knowledge base. But then in your double periods, it's field ops time. That's when you take charge. It's your time to run your own experiments and manage your own project. And here's the best part. You are totally in the driver's seat. You get to pick the experiments you want to do based on what actually interests you. So if you're into construction or cars or even things like cleaning and beauty, there's a path here for you to explore. Now, over the whole 4-week mission, the goal is to complete at least 4 different experiments. That works out to about one big hands-on investigation each week, so you'll have plenty of time to really get into each one.
So, what do these experiments actually look like? Well, let's say you're kind of interested in the whole construction and building scene.
You could choose the cement setting experiment. You'll just mix cement and water, and then you track the temperature. You will literally feel the cup get warm in your hands as it reacts. That's called an exothermic reaction. It's chemistry you can actually feel. And it's the exact same process that makes a giant slab of concrete warm up as it sets on a real building site. Okay, but what if you're more into cars? Or maybe you're curious about how plumbing systems can last for decades without just, falling apart. Well, then the corrosion experiment might be right up your alley. You'll set up a few nails in different environments, some in water, some in salty water, and just watch what happens. This one actually runs over a few lessons, so you get to see chemistry happen in slow motion. You're watching rust form right before your eyes. And it's a perfect way to understand why tradespeople bother to paint or galvanize metal to protect it. And look, those are just a couple of examples. You could dive into acid-base reactions, which are huge in industrial cleaning and even in hairdressing. You could look at fuel efficiency for cars, reaction rates for manufacturing, or metal reactivity for electrical work. Seriously, the choice is all yours. Now, while you're doing all this cool stuff, you need a place to log your discoveries. You're going to get a logbook for this, and I want you to think of it like your professional record. It's exactly what a real scientist or an engineer would do out on the job. Every entry will have a simple structure, your aim, your method, what you saw, but honestly, the most important part is that trade application reflection. That's where you made the connection. That's where you explain why what you saw in a beaker or a cup actually matters in a real-world job. So, when we get to the end of these 4 weeks, what does mission success even look like? Well, it's way more than just handing in 4 experiments. It's really about the skills you're going to build and the totally new way you'll start to see the world. You're going to learn to see all the invisible chemistry that's shaping everything around us. You'll get to practice managing your own projects and your own time, and that's a skill you'll use everywhere. You'll take theory and use it to solve actual practical problems. And most importantly, you're going to start to think like a tradesperson, someone who uses a deep understanding of how materials work to build, to fix, and to create things. At the end of the day, that's what this is all about. It's designed to get you doing, get you experimenting, and get you discovering things for yourself. The entire focus is on doing chemistry, not just passively learning about it. So, there you have it. That's your mission brief. Your job is to get out there and find the chemistry that's hiding in plain sight. The only real question left is, what are you going to discover?